All right. So for all you, for everybody out there in Facebook land watching, I want to welcome you to the first Hidden Gems one-on-one interview discussion with our clients. At this time, we've got Ben Reed, defensive tackle, here with us. Ben, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey Shannon, I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good, man. Good. What's going on this afternoon?
Just not a whole lot today. Fortunately, I'm able to do this interview, and thank you so much for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate you being on here with us, and we're hoping that this will be another tool to hopefully market and promote our athletes to coaches, general managers, scouts, people out there that are looking for athletes to come and join their rosters and hopefully have another chance at elevating their career. Um, so I really appreciate you being the first to come on and help us out with this, and hopefully we'll have a good time today, and everybody will get a chance to get to know you a little bit better. So, but hey, tell you what, start out, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You know, where you played high school football, where you played your college football, um, where you're from. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, starting out.
Sure. So I played at Eastland High School. That's about 2A. We consolidated with a school called Pearl City, and we were known as the EPC Wildcats. And we were 2A, and it was the second smallest class in the state of Illinois as far as in class rankings go for football. And so I also did some time at Augustana and Eureka, did 1 year at each college to play football. And then I've also played in a semi pro league called the RPFL, and I was currently signed with the West Texas Warbirds, which is an indoor football team in the CIF.
Okay. So now, some people are probably going to ask questions. You only played a couple years of college ball. Can you kind of talk a little bit about um, the gap between years in college ball? Not not playing a full 4 years like a lot of athletes do. Can you kind of expand on that a little bit so everybody can kind of understand what happened at that point in time and what's you know how that has gotten you to where you are right now?
Sure. So growing up, my senior year of high school, actually, my dad lost his ability to walk, and un- of course, he was unable to take care of himself. So throughout the years, I ended up taking care of my dad, and I went to Augustana in 2013. Prior to that, I actually went to a junior college where I made honor roll twice, and I even played junior college baseball. Only saw 6 at bats, but understandably so. But I played in Augustana in 2013, and then my dad needed to be taken care of, so I had a huge gap in between that with conflicting with playing college football and grades. Um, and I just had to get myself and my family matters together before I could even play again. And in 2017, officially was when I was able to play my first year at Eureka. I attended there in 2016, but unfortunately, I had a rule with the NCAA, of course, with not having a proper GPA to play, um, mainly due to the strain of trying to take care of my dad, balance football, and with grades as well. I mean, like I said, it wasn't because I was ignorant or dumb, couldn't do schoolwork. It's just I made honor roll twice. 3.25 GPA. It just it was unfortunate that those circumstances happened, but I'm a family person, and I do my best to do what I can to take care of my family just as I would with my teammates. So a lot of that had to do with family, and when my dad passed away in 2018, that was kind of the last straw for me. and I told myself, well, I'm not gonna elevate my game any higher if I'm going to play Division 3 here. So I have to make my own moves, and of course, having to take care of that family matter with funeral expenses and whatnot, and trying to work to, save up to pay off those off. Um, it made no sense for me to continue college play, and I always believed in my own abilities, and it's gotten me here to where I am today. And that's why it led me to play currently in arena football.
Okay, I got you. I mean, that's respectable, and um, each athlete has a their own journey, their own path, and every journey and path, sometimes doesn't it's not smooth sailing like some guys' journey. So you know, a lot of times coaches and general managers and people will ask those questions and kind of want to know, what's the gap in his timeline for? Why did he only play a couple years of college ball? You know, some guys' stories are more plausible than others, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is. Um, but I really appreciate you kind of expanding on that and kind of letting our viewers and listeners know. Um, you know, so you play college ball for a couple years. You deal with some personal issues, family issues, things of that nature, and then you move on to a possible opportunity with what's known as the Rivals Professional Football League. Maybe didn't turn out quite to the expectations that you or the other athletes had. Um, so you finish up the RPFL. What was going through your mind at that time? Like, what was your thought process? What was your next step in the plan, basically?
So after the RPFL, it took them a little bit to get my film, um, and I had to prep that. Obviously, one thing that NFL scouts, CFL scouts, any football team in any level wants to see is film. Unfortunately, with the time that had passed from Augustana, at least 5 years, I wasn't able to retain the film just because Huddle only holds so much film for so long, like about 2 or 3 years maybe, and then it goes away and you never are able to retrieve it, unfortunately. But one of those things was getting that film as well, and they might have promised a little more than they let off to as far as in the opportunities. Um,
Mhm.
Still got paid, still owed money. C'est la vie. That's life in French. But uh, they they promised a couple things. One more particularly, they promised a showcase in Miami through NFL scouts there, and never heard a word from them. They got me a couple tryouts for the Columbus Lions and the New Jersey Flight, but um, they didn't exactly deliver on the NFL and CFL as much as they preached. So my mindset was okay, I got my film, and now, I have to find some kind of representation to help me uh, go through this, because I have never experienced this. I never had anybody that's been to that level to guide me to that level. So I needed somebody to be in my corner to help me out and find me some opportunities, such as Hidden Gems.
I got you. So you contact us and you know you start working with us, and we start trying to get everything together and get your name out there on the streets, and then come across the opportunity with the West Texas Warbirds, and unfortunately, um, unexpected things, come about, and the country's going through, a very awkward, difficult time right now, and unfortunately, that kind of cut your season short. And so, here we are now, trying to navigate the waters day by day and figure out, where things go from here. So, um, you know, Very understandable. So Ben, your profile says you're 6'3", about 310. Where are you at right now, weight wise?
I'm I'd say probably 297, 298. I, I think that's what I weighed at yesterday. But today it could be different, just because I have a little more water in me now. But um, I'd say probably anywhere from 295 to 298.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So you try to fluctuate, or you kind of do fluctuate between that 295 and 300 range right now, and that's not bad. That's not a bad place to be. So, just want to kind of let the coaches and scouts that might be watching, um, kind of know where you are right now. With that, and um, you know, we'll talk about it here in a little bit, but let the viewers and the listeners know, where are you living at right now? Everybody was kind of, all over the place around the country with opportunities. COVID starts out, travel restrictions, different things happen, so guys are having to kind of maneuver around and get back to kind of a home base or a place to kind of hunker down. Where are you calling home right now, or where are you hunkering down at?
So right now I'm actually outside of Saginaw, Michigan. So it'd be a small town called Midland, Michigan. I mean, I'm sorry, Merrill, Michigan. Starts with an
Okay.
M. Sorry about that. But
Okay.
for a while, actually, our training camp started around February 29th at in Texas, and when they shut us down due to COVID, it was March 12th because it was 2 days before our first game was supposed to happen. Uh, so, Coach Coleman brought us in the locker room, said, "Hey, we have no idea what's going to go on with this. We have no idea what's going to happen either. You guys are more than welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to go home." I elected to stay because, hey, like if the season's going to start up in a month or two, I want to be ready. So I'm going to go out there and bust my behind every day, and I'm going to put in my work, and I'm going to, be ready to play for when we start up, because there's no margin of error for this game. You have to be in shape, you have to be ready, and you have to be ready for anything. So, 3 months passed being in Texas before I headed up to Michigan, just because they said that they kept extending it. So they just wanted to send us home until the season started up. And they said, "Hey, we'll just give you a call when we start up." And, they sounded pretty adamant that we were going to have a season with Ricky Burtz, being the commissioner of the CIF. But they've exhausted all their options, and it just, like I said earlier, "C'est la vie." That's French for "that's life." It's just that's what
Yep.
happened. Our season got canceled, and uh, worst case, I wait a whole year to play. But that doesn't mean the grind doesn't stop. It just, you still have to put in your work every day, whether that's in the kitchen, on the field, in the weight room, whatever it takes.
Right. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, you just have to kind of make some adjustments and kind of try to keep marching forward. So, in saying that, let me ask this: what's your training schedule like right now? Now that you're, back back up there in Michigan, and things are a little different with gyms being closed, open, closed, fields being closed. What's your training schedule really like right now? What are you doing throughout the week? How many days are you training? What's your dieting look like right now? Just talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah, like you said, I mean, COVID's kind of affected everything here right now, and more so that they were planning on opening the gyms in Michigan, and then they just kind of pulled back on it. So I don't know when that's going to ever happen. But my schedule is kind of weird right now because I was doing agility and fundamental work, and strength or conditioning uh, for 5 days a week for 2 to 4 hours a day. And, I'd space that up and then kind of just, maybe do yoga on my off days or just stretch and kind of just move around a little bit just so that way I'm always doing something, instead of just sitting around. But now, I mean, I took a trip down to Iowa and Illinois to work out in those gyms for the time being. So I probably lift about 2 to 3 times a week, and then I do my agility and fundamentals works, 4 days a week. Sometimes I'll do it on the same day um, as lifting sometimes, but it's typically 2 to 4 hours that I train uh, every day.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you got to do what you have to do right now in these times, and the main thing is that you're staying active, and you're trying to, uh, do the things that you know to do to keep yourself in shape and to knock that rust off, and um, you know, improve in different areas of your game, and as as an athlete in general. And with that being said, I'm going to ask this question now: what parts of your game do you feel like that you need to improve upon right now? What is your what's your immediate focus as far as improvement? Is that in fundamentals and technique? Is that in footwork? Is that in speed? Is that in your overall agility? Is that dieting? What is that for you right now?
Um, so I'd probably have to say definitely my handwork. I would like to get a lot better in that. I've improved more than what my film shows, which is a good thing. But I still need to perfect it. Yeah, there's a saying that's goes like this. They say, "Don't practice something until you get it right. Practice it until you can't get it wrong." And I've always loved that saying because it's true. Because you want to perfect something, you got to keep practicing it, even if you have it right. You just keep practicing it until it becomes a habit. And and that's the thing. Like, this game isn't about raw power. It's about the skill in which you hone it. And that's what I've always prided myself on, is always trying to get better by doing what I need to work on, which is my weaknesses. And so yes, maybe dieting a little bit. It's not terrible. I have an exceptional diet right now. I could probably do a lot better than what I am doing, but sometimes you just gotta kind of set yourself off course just a little bit, in my personal opinion, just so that way you can kind of just be more resilient to things that you aren't able to control. If you get sick,
Right.
sometimes you might not even be able to uh, eat or something, or get the proper nutrition because you're just not able to force it down and keep it down or something. So sometimes you got to prepare for an incident like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I understand completely. So you're focusing on you're doing a lot of handwork drills right now, focusing on getting off the ball and shooting your hands and having proper placement, and being able to really win those one on one hand to hand combat battles. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And even just with footwork, it's all about hand and foot placement. Your feet are gonna take you to where they're pointing. So I mean, it's like if you're pointing straight forward, you're gonna go straight forward. But if you point your foot at an angle, you're gonna lean towards that angle. So it's all about those little things.
Yeah. Yeah. You're exactly right. So I guess my next question is, knowing that your first professional indoor season uh, was cut short, knowing that the ultimate goal is the NFL for every athlete as far as football is concerned, um, in your mind right now, as things start to reopen at some point in America, and maybe sports, begin to return to business as normal, what is your immediate goals right now? Where do you where are you trying to get to right now? Are you looking to have another professional indoor opportunity? Are you looking to play overseas and get film there to use to market and promote to maybe the XFL if it returns, or the CFL, or even the NFL? Kind of, what are your immediate goals as part of your plan to be able to reach the NFL, so to speak?
I mean, that's a great question because it's so hard to it's so hard to predict what's going to happen in these next few months. I mean, nobody can predict anything at this point. But with all, I mean, all indoor arena is canceled. So I mean, that's a opportunity that knocked out about 500 plus people from jobs or being in that market. So now, if you look at the NFL, I believe they have some CBA going on with increasing the amount of practice squad members. I believe it was like 16. I can't remember, but 16 additional players. But you got to look at it this way. I'm competing with 500 plus free agents right now. So it's tough because you want the best opportunity that's available. I mean, if there's an overseas option that happens this year, I would gladly take it. Obviously, NFL is the ultimate goal. I would obviously take that in a heartbeat. CFL, it would be nice if they end up having a season. It's just so hard right now, but my goal is just to stay focused, continue to put in my work. The opportunities will come. They have before and they always will, up until, I can't play anymore when I get older. And it just depends on what happens. So we'll just have to see. But in the meantime, I'll just have to be patient, keep my head on a narrow path, which is, like you said, the ultimate goal, the NFL. It's just tunnel vision at this point.
So, if an overseas opportunity were to present itself, do you already have your passport? Are you passport ready, or is that something you're still working on at this time?
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to expedite my passport before COVID happened. So I do have a passport card. I have a passport book. So if an opportunity like that arose and they were able to have a season and they needed some import players such as Americans, I would be ready.
Okay, well, good. That you're a step ahead of a lot of athletes. We talk to athletes every day, and they want to go overseas. They want to play ball overseas, and we get a team interested, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't have my passport yet. I'm working on it, or my passport expired. I've got to renew it. And so we try to stay on our clients about get that stuff done. Don't sit around and wait until the offers on the table and then you go, oh man, I don't have what I need. So being prepared and having things done up front, that's a good thing. Um okay, so you potential CIF, IFL, maybe National Arena League opportunity comes around, um maybe in October when the free agency period typically opens up, or maybe a team overseas, gives you an opportunity, maybe come to Germany, or Finland, or Austria, or Poland, or wherever over there. So um, that's great. That you have some immediate goals as far as um, kind of stepping stones on that path of how you're going to get to where your ultimate goal is. So um,
Hmm.
that's a good thing right there. Now, you know, in talking about those goals, and the goals, they come about at different times, and sometimes it's we have guys that become clients and a day or two later have an offer. Some guys sit around for a week or two before somebody finally sees potential for them. If there are coaches and scouts right now listening, if there are general managers listening, or player personnel directors anywhere in the world right now at any level of professional football, if 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 they were to ask you to give them 5 words that describe yourself as an athlete, as a person, give me those 5 words.
Well, that's a really good question. Man, well, let me start off with saying that leader would be one of them. And to
Okay.
elaborate on that, I would, I would say that I'm able to galvanize people and bring them together, inspire them. Um, and that's always been my goal, is to be able to provide that kind of motivation and inspiration to help others, whether it's on the field or off the field. But at the same time, being a leader is not just about what you provide, or what what you can do for your teammates. It's what you can do for yourself. And I'm able to hold myself accountable for a lot of things. And I'd never run away from my problems. I never run away from my issues. If you I mean, if you give an example, I mean, it's just like, if I, like you said, if I have something like a weakness to work on, I have to work on that to be better and to provide for my team. So, I like a healthy balance between that. Like I said, it's not just about being that guy and trying to take control of things. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to, like I said, hold yourself accountable, and a lot of other things go into that. Um,
Would you say that you're the kind of guy that leads by example, or are you a verbal leader?
I think I have a healthy balance between both. I would like to think that anyway. I guess that will be up for my future teammates and current teammates to decide. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be that much of a leader, through college and high school. So, I mean, but, going up in these last two levels, I was able to, you know, I believe, provide that. But yeah, I would say there would be a healthy balance between that.
Okay, all right. So give me the second one. Give me the second term or second word that would to describe you.
Reliable. Uh, I think I'm reliable because I show up to everything early. If you're not early, you're late. That's how I've always looked at things. Um, but it just doesn't have to do with that. I mean, reliability is, you can go out on the field and you can provide what your team needs you to do. If you need a big play to happen, I can do this. You know, um, and you got to go to war and fight for that. And nobody's going to make it easy. But I've trained myself for conditions to not, to be in easy situations. And that's how every person should take life and training and all this other stuff seriously, is, um, you know, provide yourself a condition to where it makes you uncomfortable. So that way you can provide for something in the long run. So in that case, I feel like I'm a very reliable person, and any coach or teammate could always count on me to do anything I can to help them.
Okay. Number three. Give me the third one.
Okay. And intelligent. Um, I can just I can digest the playbook. I mean, I know how to read it and understand it as well. I'm able to pick up on certain tendencies through watching film. Like like I guess an example probably would be like I remember this one time I was watching film, and there was this guy that like would be in a specific stance if they were running the ball versus when it was a pass play, and you could tell by the way sometimes how a person leans if they're not proper on their posture or their technique. And that's why technique is such an important thing to work on. But we already went over that. And yeah, I'm able to pick up on certain things like that. And that's how I feel that I'm intelligent.
So you're able to process playbooks pretty quickly, pretty efficiently. You're able to process what coaches tell you on the field in practice and in training sessions. You're able to process that and digest it, and to um, to be able to display the things they're looking for pretty quickly. It doesn't take you a long time to grasp onto those things, right?
Oh, absolutely not. It doesn't take me long at all. I mean, and let me branch off of that by saying I'd never played center in my life. And when I was playing for the West Texas Warbirds, I was called to be able to, they're like, hey, we need a center, like we need somebody to step up. And I was like, okay, I got this. And I ended up being able to snap the ball flawlessly because within 2 days, I snapped the ball at least 1,000 times minimum. And I was, I mean, you not a whole lot of people can do that, especially if they played a specific position in their life. So I feel that I'm coachable, and I feel that I'm very adaptable, and that speaks to my intelligence because I understand what I
That's what I
do.
was getting ready to say.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was something I was getting ready to say. That was what I was going to say too. Is that with what you're saying right there, that opens up the door to being flexible. You could be considered a team player. Um, you could be considered um, selfless. A lot of those different words come to mind in that situation based on you doing that. Stepping up and doing that. And I'll say this, and a lot of coaches they love guys that are selfless, that are willing to play multiple positions, opposite sides of the ball, do whatever it is the team needs them to do to help the team achieve their overall mission of winning championships. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely a good trait to have, a good characteristic to have. Um, Tell me about another one. Throw another one out there. I mean, we've already basically hit 5, 6 right there, but give me one more that pops in your head.
Um, hard worker probably. I mean, it's not probably; it's guaranteed. But um, my
I
work
would hope
ethic.
so.
Yeah, my work ethic. I think. I mean, it's not matched to a lot of people. A lot of people can't match it, is what I meant to say. But I mean, of course, you get to the NFL. There's a lot of guys that have a great work ethic. So I'm not trying to compare myself to them by any means. But I've had to work for everything I've had uh, in life, whether it's my strength, my funds, financially, whatever, anything and everything. And I've never had the proper coaching up until I, started playing the RPFL, but then it got even better. It's far better when I was, with the West Texas Warbirds, and that's because the proper coaching there, uh, they were able to teach us a lot, and they taught me a
Right.
lot that I didn't even know. And it's amazing what you can learn just from going up a level. And that's not even NFL. Just imagine what you can learn there, or even the CFL or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, hard worker. It's kind of a corny one, but it's exactly who I am. I'm a very hard worker that's dedicated. So, um, I mean, I probably answered 10 of those. So,
There you go. Well, talking about that, let's talk about this then. Um, you've given words that describe you, that you feel describe who you are as an athlete, as a person, um, on and off the field. How important is it to you what your coaches, your teammates, the front office staff, the fans, how important is it to you what they think of you, not only as an athlete on the field, but the athlete off the field that they see up close and in person?
it's important to me. I mean, I don't want anybody to despise me. But I think a lot of that has to do with communication and how or what you say and how you say it. There's a lot of situations that can make or break an athlete just because of the way they say something or how they say it or whatever. And or there might be a little um disruption in the locker room that you're unaware of because nobody communicated that with you and told you that there's a problem. So like I want to feel like I'm a very approachable guy, and um I'm all about respect, and I'm all about being ear for somebody. I'm all about solving problems if there is a problem. And, like if someone were to, whether it's a coach or a player or, a staff member, whatever, if there was a problem, I would hope that they would approach me just because I would like to clear the air right away, because you don't want that to linger in the locker room or, just on and off the field. It causes a, distraction, and it, it's not very beneficial to the team. So I would love to, you know, for people to know that I'm an approachable and a respectable, nice guy. Um, that's there to help people and never with the intention to hurt them or say anything negative or whatever.
So you would say that it's very important to you as to how people perceive you on and off the field. Is the bottom line of
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah,
Okay, I got
absolutely.
you. So let's talk about this then. Are you, and again, our country's in a real difficult, awkward time right now, and all these different things going on. But are you able to get out and do any kind of community service, be a part of not only the community you're in right now, um, but when the next opportunity comes about, do you have thoughts or intentions of what you may or may not want to do getting involved community wise?
Oh, unfortunately, I haven't been able to do as much community service as I would love to. Um, I think a lot of that has to speak with the things that I've been through in my life the last few years. Just trying to take care of my own family, more specifically my dad. And when that all happened, it just kind of, I had to get myself right, because in the end, you can't. The only way to help others is if you help yourself first, and I don't mean that in a selfish way. It's just that if you're not able to help somebody because of the position you're in, then it's just only going to cause more of a conflict than a solution. So I have worked with a couple kids for free. I teaching them technique and everything, having them work out with me. I've signed some autographs, so that's kind of nice.
Have you done anything like reading to the kids in school, or boys and girls club? Um, feeding the homeless, soup kitchens, food drives, anything like that that maybe you've been involved in the past, or things that you would like to do, in the future, that maybe are important to you as far as being involved in the community?
Um, Now I know I've done some community service. I mean, I was a Boy Scout back in the day, but there was things going up the ladder. It would probably take me 30 minutes to remember that because it's been a while.
Right.
But I would love to start providing to the community as soon as I absolutely can, and especially once COVID blows over. We can only hope. Then I'll do my best to go out there and see what I can do to provide. But the only thing I've really been able to is to help out kids, with football for free, with my own personal dedicated time.
Okay, I gotcha. So, have you done any camps? Been involved in any camps? You maybe some former college teammates or guys that you met in West Texas. Anybody talked about maybe doing some camps for the kids or anything at all? Any kind of certain causes that maybe hold a special place with you?
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up because I mean I did forget that. But we were on the works of trying to set up some things with the community when I was with the West Texas Warbirds, but of course COVID shut everything down. And I attended a sponsorship event. Was active with the car dealership, but that um, but like I said, we were in the mix of trying to put up like a camp for these kids or something. Maybe give them a backpack or make it a little competitive. Like, hey, like whoever has the best results of this camp will get this, and this. But unfortunately, we weren't able to put anything together because of COVID. So that really
Gotcha.
hurts our community a little bit.
Yeah. Are those things though you want to try to do going forward once everything kind of returns to normal?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I said, is that something that you're looking to do or be involved in once the country kind of returns to a normal state?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, as soon as everything becomes normalized again, I'm going to do what I can to help the community on my free time. So,
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're running here on the back end of this interview time. One last thing I want to kind of ask you about. I just want to let you know you've got you've had one person comment multiple times here. Hector Miguel Varela. He said that he went to school with this kid. He's a beast. This man's this man's Snapchat inspires me to get after it every day. So just wanted to kind of throw that in real quick. That there's some people chiming in, and evidently you've had an impact on some people previously. But one last thing, we talked about it earlier when we opened up the interview. Um, you came out of the RPFL, you didn't really have anybody in your corner marketing and promoting, representing you necessarily. And in this day and age, every athlete thinks that they got to have an agent. That an agent's the end all be all, and that's not always the case, depending on that athlete's situation and whether or not they line up in the I guess you would say parameters of what an agent is really looking to work with at that time. And so, um, for the people out there that say, I can do this on my own, I can market and promote myself, I don't need anybody to help me get opportunities or open doors. Um, what would you say to them as far as your experience working with us, your experience in trying to do it on your own previously, um, and still being able to maintain being an athlete, training, but also trying to market and promote and make phone calls and send emails? What's it been like having somebody in your corner now that really takes that load off of you and allows you to go back to being just an athlete?
sure. Let me say this first because I didn't get the chance to when you brought it up, but I appreciate the kind words, Hector. Um, I'm so glad that I can inspire you, man. Just keep chasing your dreams and do what you do. But to touch on your question now, um, y- you can do it yourself, and if you really wanted to. But I personally, I wouldn't suggest that, especially if you don't have any prior knowledge into that kind of field, because they're just going to look at you and be like, okay, well, this guy's getting marketed and promoted by, let's just say, his mother or an aunt or something. It's like, okay, well, if you have somebody who has, like a scouting service, just as like Hidden Gems, uh, it's useful because I mean, you don't have, if you land a contract, you don't have to pay your an agent 3 to 5% of your, total salary, and that can add up really quick depending on how much you get paid. And that money can go a long ways in the future. But I think it would be a little ignorant to not have somebody by your corner. I mean, whether they want to get an agent or a scouting service is up to them. But I personally think that a scouting service is, you know, works the same as an agent minus the fees. You always have somebody by your corner, especially with Hidden Gems. They've always been there with me. They've always done everything they can. They got me a professional contract within 2 months of signing with them. So, I mean, I think personally, to me, that speaks loud volumes. And you gotta send in your film. They have somebody do a scouting report on you. Um, so, I mean, that takes time. It takes time to evaluate people, and then you're dealing with a few other people at the same time. But um, yeah, they want to hear it from somebody who's been doing it for years. So if they were to send some information to somebody overseas or to NFL or CFL or whatever organization, they're like, okay, well, this guy, has been doing it for so long. Um, and, he's had this many clients prior to this. And he's helped so many people do this. And we had a good turnout with this athlete. So, yeah, I would suggest at least getting some kind of sports scouting service. I mean, personally, Hidden Gems, but not to be biased, but they've done everything there. I mean,
Well,
I've seen some scouting services charge about, like up to $5,000 or something. And I'm like, that's absurd and steep, and you're gonna get more out of somebody like Hidden Gems versus that guy because he's probably just gonna take your money and run.
well, yeah, we try to we try to pride ourselves on taking care of our clients to the best of our abilities and being honest and upfront with them about everything and not sugarcoating things. And we do try to provide resources such as film assistance through our partner, Two Cold Mixtapes, and Jay Hill, who's been wonderful to work with so far, and he's doing a great job for us. And we're trying to build more partnerships with training facilities and trainers, so you guys can at least get your services discounted, for that need. And we're working on reaching out to different businesses, supplement companies, cryotherapy places, different things of that nature, trying to get you guys, some sponsorships or endorsements to kind of help you out along the way. So, um, I really appreciate the kind words, and I really just wanted to get a perspective from an athlete's view, how important it is to have other people in your corner that have the connections, have the resources, have the time and ability to evaluate and build profiles and send those out, hundreds of times a day or a month or whatever it is. But, you know, I really do appreciate that. You know, I hope that we can be just as successful going forward for you as we are with each and every client that we try to help. So, thank you for that. But listen, we're running out of time here. I want to thank you for taking time to be with us here on this Hidden Gems one-on-one interview session. For any coaches or scouts out there, GMs, player personnel directors, regardless of where you're at, if you want to see Ben's profile, you can register for a free login to our website. You can see his profile, his highlight film. You can get his contact information. You can get his social media pages and handles right there. You can get all the information you need on this particular athlete, and we hope that you'll do so and evaluate him and give him, a chance to be considered for opportunities going forward. Ben, again, thank you so much. It's been a great time here talking with you. Stay safe where you're at, and just continue to work hard, man. Keep your head up, and we're gonna go back to grinding again here real soon and opening doors for you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on here, Shannon. And I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and I look forward to everything that we can accomplish together in the future.
All right. Well, listen. Have a good evening, and we'll talk with you again soon. Okay.
Yep, take care now.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.